Why is Radical Red so hated? If you don't know, Radical Red is a Pokemon Fire Red ROM hack that released in 2022 and it instantly blew up in popularity due to two reasons. Number one is that it had the premise of taking almost every Pokemon from Gens 1 through 8 and then cramming them in the Kanto region while making every fight harder, which had never been done before. And number two is that the hack's target demographic, Nuzlockers and challenge runners, were immediately drawn to the hack and made YouTube videos about it that got an insane amount of views. The reception of Radical Red at the time was also pretty positive, but nowadays it's a bit mixed. Some people love it, while others hate it. But why? Well, there are a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is that people outside of Radical Red's target audience played it and did not like it and began to crap on it. But the main one, in my opinion, is what it did to the Pokemon ROM hacking scene. You see, before Radical Red, almost every single ROM hack that was released was a new region and a new story game, sometimes with a new Pokemon. But after Radical Red release, there were a lot of new ROM hack developers that wanted to create similar games to Radical Red because they enjoyed playing it. And that's completely fine. But this ended up spiraling to the point where almost every single hack that was being released was a difficulty hack, which at first was like, okay, fine, this is something that hasn't really happened before, and there are a lot of new hacks and way more production of hacks, which is good. But after a while, it became very stale to play through these hacks because they only really ever made changes to the gameplay and not to stuff like the story or region. Although new story and new region hacks were still being made and released, there were a lot less of them than what once was the amount back in like 2015. Nowadays, it's a lot less of an issue though, since there are a lot of new region and new story hacks, and even though difficulty hacks are still the most common type of hack being made nowadays, most of them actually try to make changes to stuff other than Pokemon battles, like Royal Sapphire for example, with new dialogue and new story changes and a lot of region changes that make the region, Hoenn, more fun to explore. And that's